Well, isn't that lovely? There's this little gazebo here. How romantic. I wonder how many heroes have come and used this in the past. Never noticed it before. Little lights hanging down, little seats. Cute! Winter and City of Heroes. Hello YouTube, and welcome to another MMO Anthropology. I'm bringing you into City of Heroes to show off how other events take place in other MMOs. For example, City of Heroes also has a winter event, which they compile with their New Year's event. The crazy, ridiculous, grinning guy floating next to me happens to be DJ Zero. He's the proprietor of Pocket D, which is where we're at. Pocket D is basically an interdimensional club. And by that interdimensional, we mean that quite literally. It's nowhere in space and time. It's a place that he's set up to, well, allow villains and heroes to stand together without, getting into fights. And you can see some of them hanging around, dancing in, well, cages. And otherwise having a good time. It's, well, pretty much your everyday glass ceiling, glass floor club. But I'm here to show you the winter event, which includes some Christmas affects from the mainstream culture. Namely, we've got candy cane poles, we have these weird intruding rocks for no apparent reason, a pair of Yule trees with lights on them, and a door with a person skiing on it. There's a reason for that, and I'm going to show you in a moment, so I'll see you on the other side. Alright, well, this region is called the Ski Chalet, as you'll understand in a moment. There's more Yule trees, all covered in lights, and we have the chalet right here. It's a little warm place in this snow-topped rock that's floating in the middle of, well, the nothing, I suspected we would call it. You'll notice that it's broken up, and you can see straight down into the nothingness, and it's essentially separated from this nebula or the void or the twisting nether or whatever, what have you, by this rotating shield. Oop, that disappears sometimes when you look at it wrong. That's Pocket D right there, that weird warehouse-looking building. The Ski Chalet, I think, is visible all year round, even though it's only accessible when the winter event is going on. One portion, of the event includes a New Year's festival, essentially. What the game suggests is that Lord Winter, or the Winter Lord, is trying to steal the New Year. And the New Year, in this case, is a really ugly child who has been kidnapped into the cave of the Winter Lord, which is protected by abominable snowmen and, well, some sort of goblin, if I recall correctly. And it's up to the players to go in and rescue him. And he is essentially this really ugly short baby in a toga. The guy that gives you the quest is here. This is Father Time. He, as you can see, he's a really old guy with a grandly powerful beard and a toga, and he's somewhat surprisingly muscular, from his rippling calves to his bulging biceps, which I suppose makes him look very Greek. And apparently there's a cow. Well, let's head on out here and I'll show you some of the events that have to do with this. One of them is, the bunny slope and the expert slope. This is a little skiing event. It's a little tiny race where you park yourself at the beginning of it, and it will be all like, we want you to race. Slide between, yep. The snow is slippery, so I'll show you a little bit of it here. Woo! Ah, I missed it. Well, I'm not really here to show you how the slopes work, but in past events there was a radio station for City of Heroes called The Cape who held races and other fun little things. They were a more or less a podcast radio station. Ow. Almost became that upside down chalk drawing. Alright, well, in order to show you what the rest of this event entails, I'm going to have to take you back to Paragon City, which is where the heroes base themselves. And I'll see you once we get there. Alright, we're in Paragon City. This is King's Row. I figured I'd bring you here in order to show off the other element of the Christmas event here in City of Heroes. And it involves these random Christmas presents being left around for no apparent reason, apparently by the Winter Lord. They can contain a gift, or they can contain bad guys. Let's grab this. Mysterious gift. And it contains bad guys! Of course, I entered an area which is way lower level than I. Pop. Well. So they're really no threat to me at all. Now I'm gonna go try to find myself another gift and open that up and see what's in it. Yep, here's another gift. Let's try this one. Ta-da! There's actually something beneficial in there, and it says, "You've been nice." It gives you random items, sometimes salvage, which is used to make enhancements to make your characters better, and sometimes it has maybe, I think, snowballs, and sometimes little gifts that you can give other people. It's one of the benefits of the Christmas event. In past events, and I don't believe that this is the case with this one because I haven't seen anything to suggest it, there were what were called the Winter Lords. And these were basically giant snowmen standing around the city kicking the crap out of everyone. They were, at least in its first inception, and this event has been going on for years now, they were tied appropriately to the level of the zone. So this area would have a lower level Winter Lord, which I could actually take on personally without too much difficulty, being that I am the highest level in the game possibly, and can be and have been for a few years now. However, people took extreme advantage of this because, as it turned out, that while pounding on the Winter Lord, they always gave you a ridiculous amount of experience. So friends would team up with high-level friends, and low-level friends would team up with high-level friends and let their high-level friends duke it out with the Winter Lord, and every time they killed one, it would pour ridiculous amounts of experience points on them, which allowed them to, well, level really quickly. In fact, they came to be known as level lords for the period of time that they were out. The maker of, publisher of City of Heroes, NCSoft and Cryptic Studios, quickly saw this to be a problem, and they modified the behavior of the Winter Lords so that you actually had to put some damage into them in order to get experience out of them. And also, I think that they reduced the amount of experience that came out of them according to how much damage you poured into them. And I don't know if they've brought them back again this year, but they were a hilarious and enjoyable bug/Christmas present when they did dump tons and tons of experience on low-level players, because it was a good way of going straight from 1 all the way up to level 30 and higher just by sitting around and letting your friends duke it out with these giant, abominable snowmen who are essentially entirely made of snow themselves. In fact, there's one in Pocket D, so I'm going to go park in front of him and show him off so you know what they look like. See you there. But, as promised, an abominable snowman, basically made out of snow. This is essentially what Winter Lords were, except for instead of only about 16 feet tall, imagine that they were probably about 8 stories tall. I'd be, well, pecking away at this guy's knees if he were one of the Winter Lords. Oh, he's so small, he's so cute. He's bigger than the ones that you saw with me in Paragon City, but not really that big. But these were the big bad back in the day. And he's, as you can see, he's on the side of yet another one of those ski things. And this one is a little bit scary, since it's more of a slalom course than it is ski. But I'll I'll just leave you here. We'll say goodbye to the abominable snowman, and this has been another MMO Anthropology, bringing you into City of Heroes to show you the winter event. Good night and good dreams.